So this is how to use the AstroClock app. First of all, you have to download it from the App Store. So you'll search for it, find it on the App Store, and download the app. So when the icon is on your iPhone, you can tap on the icon, and the first thing you're going to be asked for is whether you want to allow access to your location on the app. Now, in 95% of cases, this is fine. You just allow it, and then it will show automatically the horoscope for wherever you are and wherever you go. But there are a small percentage of people who, when they allow it, the app crashes because the Atlas and Google don't talk correctly to each other. If that happens, you have to restart the process and don't allow. And if you say don't allow, then you're going to have to set the AstroClock manually. Otherwise, everything works fine. We're going to say allow. And then there's a tutorial, which I recommend you read. It'll tell you about all the different functionalities in the app, all sorts of things, which I'll show you in this demo. And when you finish, there we have the horoscope for here and now, exactly where I am in Copenhagen. Indeed, there's a Moon-Neptune conjunction at the moment. Obviously, Mars and Venus, quite a strong pattern, isn't it? So this is the AstroClock. It changes minute by minute, so you'll actually see where the ascendant is, this little circle which I'm tapping on now at the top left of the wheel. That actually changes minute by minute. You can either show the ascendant or the midheaven as changing. So that's the clock, and that'll, if you like horary astrology and that, then it's great to just see where you are and what's going on. When you've done that, you can also interpret your horoscope. So what you need to do is enter your name. It explains that first you have to select your birth date, and then you have to select the town and place. So let's do that. We'll put in my name, Adrian Duncan. And then the date will come up, so we can check my date of birth. It's the 17th of July. July 1949, yep, getting old, 1949. The next thing you have to select is your time. I'm born at 11:46 a.m. And then you have to select the country. I'm United Kingdom. And then the town. I'm born in York. And there's my horoscope, perfect. Libra rising, Uranus conjunction the MC, I guess that's what makes me an astrologer. So far this is completely free. Once you've put in your name, then you click on the drop-down list again and select a default name, which you've just put in your own. That's mine. And having selected a default name, if you tap on the center of the horoscope wheel on the clock, then the interpretation will show. It starts with the ascendant and it cycles through the whole horoscope, the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, showing the aspects, and you can also see how it affects your professional life, or you can click on personal, see how it affects relationships in your personal life. It's a very complete interpretation, which is the same interpretation as you get in the Astro Horoscope Interpreter software, which I've also developed. So that's the interpretation. Now, if you want to anything else, you pretty much have to pay for it. So you get the clock free, you get your own horoscope in there, and an interpretation of your horoscope. Then if you click on the upgrades, you can buy the 5 dominant traits. So going back to the horoscope, what you can see at the top is the sex, soul, talk, love, mood. You can click on sex. You get a detailed interpretation of the strongest aspect in your horoscope that affects your sex life, etc. So you can buy those dominant traits, or you can buy the calculation module that enables you to calculate as many horoscopes as you want. Or you can purchase the interpretation module, either professional or personal or both. And having done that, you can simply add as many horoscopes as you want. For example, I've added Donald Trump here, and there's his horoscope. Interpret them as you wish. So, if you wanted to go into Donald Trump's horoscope, you could click on the clock in the center of the wheel, see that his ascendant's in Leo, and his sun's in Gemini, and that his sun's in the 10th house, it's opposite the moon, is conjunction Uranus. So that will tell you quite a lot about Donald Trump. So you can put all your friends in, your family in, and if you like, you can click on the drop-down list again. You can add to favorites. I don't know if I want Donald Trump, but there we are. And at the bottom, we have DT next to the AstroClock, and that will show that favorite. Let's select a new name. Everything in this app is, you don't have to go away from the front screen. So tap anywhere on the screen and something will happen. So if I'm connected with it. So if I tap on the name list drops down. I can now select my own name. I can add my own name to favorites, and then AD comes down at the bottom. And that means I've got my son in here. Let's click on the name again. Go to Tommy. That's my son's horoscope. I can go drop down list, add to favorites. And now you can see there's 3 sets of initials down at the bottom. And just by clicking on them, I can change the horoscope. So you can have your whole family or friends or relationships down at the bottom on your favorites list, and just tap on them and your horoscope comes out. Anytime you want to go back to the AstroClock, you just either hit the AstroClock there on the left-hand side by the favorites list, and you get back to the horoscope for here and now. Or you can click on the name at the top and scroll up to the top and select the AstroClock there, and it will show the horoscope for here and now. So let's select my horoscope again. We can do it from the favorites, Adrian Duncan. There we are. You can expand it to see exactly where the planets are. You don't need to see where the degrees are, because you can read the degrees in the screen. But if you tap on a planet like Venus, it'll show you the degrees at the top left, and it'll show that Venus is at 1849 in Leo. Tap on it again, in the 11th house. And so you can actually click on these buttons. It'll tell you about Venus. It'll tell you about Venus in Leo. It'll tell you about Venus in the 11th house. Or if you click on the aspects, you can select from whatever aspects there are. Like we've got Venus trine the moon. That's nice, isn't it? And it'll go to the interpretation of Venus trine the moon. So you can access the interpretation just by clicking anywhere on the horoscope. Or you can just click on the wheel in the center and start from the beginning, using the next button or the previous button to cycle through the interpretation. So that's good so far. You'll notice there's 4 circles on the edge of the horoscope wheel. The ascendant circle, top left, you can actually set, if you don't like, maybe you can't remember the time, but you can remember the ascendant. So you can select it and change the ascendant if you want. Or you can select the MC and change the MC. So it's quite useful for correcting a horoscope. If you click on the aspects circle, top right, you can see a list of aspects here. and you can see it in the form of a grid in the tab at the top, and you can actually select which aspects you want to see. So if I also wanted to see sesquisquare, semi-square, and quincunx, for example, now they would appear in the aspect aspect display. So that's the aspects. Bottom right of the screen of the wheel is the planets. So you can select what planets you want. So I've selected the standard planets here, but if I want Chiron, Ceres, Juno, Vesta, and Pallas, I can select them. And you can actually see that the asteroids, or minor planets, are put around the inner circle as a smaller kind of influence. And you can see here, Venus and Pallas is in conjunction. I wonder what that means. Very close conjunction. You can also choose to have aspects drawn to each of these points. So if I actually select the aspects thing, I'm now going to get a lot of aspects in the horoscope, including quincunxes, semi-squares, etc., to including the asteroids, etc. And bottom left of the screen is the house system, and you can select whatever house system you want. So if currently it's Placidus as default, you could select equal house, for example. Then you've got everything's equal. I could actually put the ascendant that's 0 in any Aries, for example, 0 Libra, let's try that. And it would calculate the horoscope equals house, for any ascendant. Don't really want to do that though, because it changes my horoscope. So let's get back and put it on Placidus. Placidus, yeah. Let's also change the time because we changed the ascendant. So let's click on the time. It's 11:43 actually. I'm back to normal. There we are, thank you. So you can make a horoscope, you can share it, take a snapshot. So if you go back to the drop down, take a snapshot, it's added to the screen here, and you can send it to anybody via email or whatever. You can buy reports, actually. These are mini reports, they're not very expensive, and they're basically a birth report, a year ahead report, and a calendar report. And finally, I'd like to show that you can, with the settings, you can back up your name data here, and you can restore it. So if you get a new phone, all your name data can be stored on the server. You just get it back. Online help, write if there's any problems, and we'll deal with it as well as we can. Here's some of the issues that people write about. Under the settings, so you can actually put sounds on. I like this. If you put sounds on, and you go back to the clock, every time, let's go to the clock here. Every time a planet, the MC or the ascendant or descendant or IC comes on a planet, it makes a different noise for each planet, which is quite nice. So you can hear when the ascendant goes over Venus and look around if you like. That's it. There's one other thing, I'm sure. Oh yeah, languages. There's 10 languages in the app. And they're completely, let's say, oops, Finnish is not spelled correct. Let's take something really odd, like Greek, odd to me. And now everything's in Greek. And the interpretation's in Greek. Oh, I don't know what that says. Let's take oh, I don't know what's happened there. It's all gone Greek. It's Greek to me. Interesting. So I want to get back to English now. So let's go back. I think this must be English here. So let's do that. There we are. Yeah, that's the app. Any problems you should write to me via my website, astrowow.com. And if you like it, put some feedback up. You can rate this app on the App Store, and that would be nice. Okay, enjoy. Thanks.